Yeah. Hello all, welcome to One Pitch Catch. So now IPL 2026, we will have a team that will have won for the second time because all the
Whoever
four teams
wins.
that have qualified have actually won once. So the lineups are RCB plays GT tomorrow, and then you have RR playing SRH on Wednesday. I think it's like you could say Punjab was probably the only other team that perhaps deserved to be there, but the fact that they lost their way in the second half of the tournament, I think that really made a big difference. Uh, RR also just about made it, but in the end, their last game was, I mean, they won by 30 runs or something like that. So in that sense, it was comprehensive, but they literally left it till the last day. And then by the time that match ended, we didn't even have played that last DC KKR
Okay.
match. So
But
anyway, so Ganesh, what are your thoughts?
yeah, but actually, if the RRMI result had gone other ways, I mean, that KKR still had a chance at that time.
Yeah,
So, but yes, but you are right. I think Punjab is the only team that probably deserved to make it to the. I mean, based on the first half performances,
yeah, correct.
not
Yeah,
not teams on paper. So, but I think, I mean, it is they have only themselves to blame Jaga, because I think they did no help to themselves by losing 6 games in a row. It was and the one thing that they never fixed is their bowling. For
bowling.
all through the 14 games, they didn't fix their bowling. I feel even in the last game which they won against LSG, in an LSG which did not have Mitchell Marsh, they gave away almost 200 runs. So I think their bowling is something that Ponting or Shreyas Iyer, none of them, probably they tried fixing it, never got fixed. So that is something that. But like you said, yes, all any of whoever wins now from the playoffs, they'll be their second title. I think based on current form and the way the ruthless they have been, I think RCB stand a very good chance. I
Okay.
personally think RCB stand a very good chance. Among the four teams, I think
What is your gut feel?
RR probably looks like the weakest, and hence I feel they might win.
No, okay.
So, so I think RR looks the weakest among the four. So let's see. But if I go by gut feel, I think it should be RCB or SRH. I think Jaga, the way
You are
that
giving all four names, man.
no, I'm not giving the
We didn't give
host.
GT's name. I think it could be GT. I think their batting is kind of. I think they're still a little top heavy, but I think their batting has kind of been managing itself over the last few games, and their bowling is very good. Plus, it's GT. If they win the IPL, then next year nobody will be able to complain why the final is in Ahmedabad, why is the inaugural game in Ahmedabad and things like that. So Adhikane, I think they'll end up winning it because and plus, I mean, there's always they're a pretty decent team anyway, right? You don't have to take that away from them. So I actually think it would be GT. Maybe it's going to be a RCB GT final in my opinion.
Okay, fine. I mean, if I have to give one name, I will let my put my head out and say it is SRH, Jaga, for
Okay,
me.
SRS. Okay.
I think SRH is my gut feel. Hmm.
Cool. And yeah, I think let's get to the teams that didn't make it. There are obviously 6 teams that didn't make it. PPK, as you mentioned about their bowling, and they really hadn't fixed it. In a sense, it takes me back to that. I mean, there's a statement that's often said, right? Like batters win you matches, but ultimately bowlers win your tournaments. Is kind of what we are seeing here, right? And we've seen over the last few years that teams that tend to have better bowling attacks invariably win that win the IPL tournament, especially with like you saw with RCB last year. Like the batting has all gone up a level in the last couple of years in terms of the speed, but it's ultimately the bowlers that are basically bailing you out.
Yeah, true. That is true. I mean, that statement that you said, the bowlers win you championships, is so true this year, especially when it comes to Punjab team. Yes, that is true. The next on the table
What
is
about the others?
the Delhi Capitals. I am still surprised how Delhi Capitals didn't make it to the playoff, because before the tournament started, on paper, I thought they had a very good bowling lineup and a more than decent batting lineup also. But I think I mean, if Miller had not refused that
And the
single
overrun.
in the against GT, that probably it could have been different. But still, again, but they also made a lot of selection issue. There were a lot of selection issues. They didn't feel the right 11s many times. I felt
Yeah,
Abhishek Porel, who did so well for them last year, was came into the his first game was when they were forced to a
correct.
8-for-6 situation against RCB. Until then, he was not played, and after that, he played and he scored runs too. So
Yeah,
his
and he was
confidence,
opening also.
yeah, his confidence levels was not up to the mark. And even not playing Miller in some games, not playing Ashutosh Sharma in some games. I mean, I don't think any other team would bench Ashutosh Sharma. The way he comes and scores you that 5 ball
Yeah,
20s
yeah.
and the 8 balls 30s. I mean, every consistently he does that. So I think not playing him in a couple of games didn't work their way. So I think they also have probably themselves to make, and Star coming only the second half of the season
Yeah,
also dented a little bit.
definitely. Yeah.
But again, I think Ngidi still was bowling very well even in Stark's absence. I mean, he had to miss 2-3 matches because of his
Yeah, because of
injury
the
when he
injury.
fell down. All those things didn't work their way. But I think finally, I think they ended up pretty decently, finishing sixth on the table. But I'm really surprised how they didn't go in the top four, Jaga.
What
It
about
was pretty
KK?
decent.
What about KKR? Like, do you think they ended up sort of being in the right place in terms of where they like seven in the points
Yeah, I
table?
think I think KKR can be the most proudest team among the six which didn't qualify, Jaga. Though I think Punjab and DC finished ahead of them. I feel KKR because they didn't have a single win in the first six games, and after that the revival was pretty good with Finn Allen and Ajinkya starting to
Yeah,
score runs. The bowling coming the Saurabh Dubey and I mean of course Sunil Narayan always being Sunil Narayan is
yeah,
doing great things every game. Varun Chakravarti also came into form into the second half of the season. So all that, I mean, and a lot of the see, Harshit Rana was injured, Pati Rana
yeah,
was
correct. They had
injured.
lots of injuries.
Pati Rana was injured. Mustafizur, they couldn't play Mustafizur for other reasons. So all that put together, I think they can be very proud given the way the injuries affected them. The first half of the tournament didn't go their way. I think they did themselves proud. I hope. I mean, even I had mentioned that we in one of the videos. I think too many cooks spoil the broth. Like the coaching staff
Yeah,
was too many. But I
they did
think
that
they
for
did.
LSG also, I think.
Yeah,
I think LSG also had the same problem.
I mean, I think a lot of teams have. I think so, but I think KKR can be proud of the way they have finished here. Here and there, if the injuries are sorted out next year. In fact, Cameroon Green, who was I don't know what was he doing in the first half. The second half, he also started contributing to the team. So it is pretty. I think they can, if they keep the core and do a little bit of tinkering this side, that side, that they would be a force to reckon with next year, I think. Jaga.
And what about the three teams that basically finished at the bottom, CSK, MI, and LSG? Are like it seems like they're playing a different version of T20 cricket or something like that.
CSK will see, some CSK hardcore fans can argue that you should not club these three together because MI and LSG
Oh,
finished at 8 points and CSK at 12. Okay, but actually, Jaga, CSK among all nine teams, CSK is the only team which didn't beat anybody who
yeah,
finished
yeah,
1 to 5.
correct. Yeah, yeah.
Who finished 1 to 5. They didn't beat anybody who finished 1 to 5. MI beat people, LSJ beat every KKR, DC, everybody beat others.
So basically,
CSK.
CSK is that school or college bully who only beats up the smaller kids and can't stand up to anybody else.
So absolutely, they really did not. They really, I mean, they can argue that in spite of injuries, this that we ended up at 12. No, that's not the way. Like we spoke in the earlier video, also, I think their medical team needs to be questioned with the amount of injuries that they get, and also beating only teams which finish 6, 7, 8, 9.
Right.
No, that is not the way. There is a lot of serious questions. That's why CSK, MI, and LSG has to be put in the same bucket and with serious questions for the next year. Chira.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if they're actually even adapting to modern T20 cricket, especially what's happened over the last 2, 3 years time frame. Seems completely outdated. So yeah, anyway, that just about wraps it. So yeah, like I said, we have the first playoff happening tomorrow. Yeah, and then the first eliminator happens the day after. So we'll come back again in a few days' time, and it'll be interesting to see which two teams are left standing at the end of it all. Until then, please do keep watching, leave your comments, and give us your feedback. Do subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.